Hello, this is Dr. Rama Prasad, and I was a doctor for the last 21 years. I'm in Australia practicing and training health practitioners. Today, we are going to talk about gut and gut health from an Ayurvedic angle. Interestingly, it'll be very similar to the Western angle with more integrity, more connections, and a lot of ideas about how to apply to your life. Gut in Ayurveda is called koshta. You can see the similarity there, gut, koshta. Koshta, softened, is gut. Gut stands for gastrointestinal tract. It's more like GIT. And koshta is a cavity from mouth to rectum, anus, a 22-foot long pipe. And each centimeter is interesting, and each foot might have a completely different function, but they work together to convert the food we eat into the body we live in. When we talk about gut, there are so many factors, and we'll try to simplify and focus on certain factors. Recently, modern science came up with an invention that we have another organ, one of the largest organs that we never paid attention to, called microbiome. And microbiome is what actually converts food into nutrients that are easy to assimilate by the rest of the body. And Ayurveda has a number of words and ideas to describe the same thing. And the modern science realizes now that gut has got a major role in every aspect of health. Actually, gut controls your brain, etc. Ayurveda always treated gut to start with. Any disease, whether it is migraines or hemorrhoid, cancer or cold, we always treated gut. Gut was a part of any treatment and every treatment. We corrected gut and your health is back. The moment you correct your gut, almost all diseases just slowly disappears. And if you look at wellness, a person from that angle, you will see it. And I remember one of my teachers treating a genetic condition where the kids, these two twins, kids didn't develop any body hairs, so they couldn't sweat. As a result, they had to stay in cold water all day at school. And if they come out of it and they get slightly overheated, they would faint. And my teacher offered free treatment for them, so that newspapers and televisions were around them, around the hospital, because the modern medicine couldn't do anything because it's a genetic condition and there's no hair follicles. Anyhow, 3 months into the treatment, the result was amazing. They started growing hair follicles. This practitioner is still in south of India, Kerala. So I asked him, how did you fix a genetic condition? And he said, I didn't know it was genetic. And when I checked, their gut was not functioning. So I just corrected the gut. I said, what sort of stuff? It was two different groups of medicines. One was ginger buttermilk, so boiled buttermilk with ginger. And second one was a bunch of bitter herbs. Bitter herbs will activate the digestion, metabolism, etc. Whereas buttermilk, ginger, will activate the microbiome, or koshtam as we call it. 3 months later, both boys went home. They grew hair follicles all over their body, just like a normal 5-year-old or 5.5-year-old. Now, the point we are trying to make is the role of gut in everything. Gut's connected to every cell in your body, not just mind. A few years back, the book came out, Gut and Psychology Syndrome, which was a revolutionary idea that time. But one thing we don't understand is Ayurveda uses it for the last 6,000 years day and night. So what's in the gut and what does it do? So the food we eat, digestion starts from the moment you see the food. All the juices will secrete, digestive juices like saliva and every other juice will start secreting. So to maintain your digestive strength, this is what we need to do. We need to pay attention to the food we eat. Paying attention is vital because when you see the beans and legumes and lentils, a part of your body will produce enzymes that are in charge of digesting those protein molecules. When your body sees sugars and carbs, it'll produce suitable biochemicals in your body to digest them. So attention is vital. So paying attention, it sounds like a Buddhist meditation camp. We need to pay attention. Mindfulness. When you're eating, you need to eat. Eat when you eat. You know the old phrase. So that's a whole idea. I'll explain this in a minute in the second part. How do you apply it and how to upgrade your gut and keep it at 100% strength in the second part. So when we eat a meal, we are chewing well. Each mouthful should be chewed for around 20 to 30 times, which will grind it up and put the right amount of saliva into it, which is the beginning, failing which whole digestion can go wrong. So if you don't chew well, you don't get the enjoyment. Remember, there are 5 senses, and when you look at the food, you enjoy seeing it. Then the aroma gives you another 20%. Taste gives you 20%. Tactile, that gives you 20%. And listening to the chewing music gives you 20%. So if you don't pay attention, you're missing out on the eyes, the joy for the eyes, which means body will have to compensate it. The result, it eats more, but it's not ready for. It's not designed for eating more. So what happens? You can't digest it. So you can't digest it means it's going to toxify your digestive flora, gut, microbiome. So the moment you pay attention, chew more, enjoy that food, you are nourishing your digestive flora. So here we're talking about a simple, effective thing: chew your food. You know that old phrase, eat your liquids and drink your solids. Eat your liquids. Even liquid needs, any liquid, water requires digestive enzymes to actually plug it into the system. Without saliva, anything that goes into your system won't be digested, absorbed, or assimilated. It becomes toxic. An unwanted thing in your body, unwanted molecule in your body is a threat to your immune system. So just by chewing, you can change the way your microbiome, your gut functions. And when we come back, we'll talk about the 6 steps you need to take to optimize your digestive flora and the gut functions, and by doing which you will see improvements in all areas of your life, such as cognitive functions, sleep, general weight maintenance, stabilization, etc. Thank you for watching this program with me at Sabrang. And when we come back, I'll explain the other 6 steps. Don't go away. See you soon. Welcome back. We are talking about gut health, and we were talking about the various factors that your digestive tract is made of. Let's talk about how to actually work with your gut. To nourish your body and strengthen your digestive flora, we need to work with your digestion, appetite, getting hungry. If you don't get hungry, we need to fix that. Hunger is a vital element in your health. A healthy person gets hungry when they are low in nutrients. Just like the car that goes beep, 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 beep with a red little thing. That's hunger. Hunger is a sign of health. So hunger is the key element. If you don't get hungry, and when you're hungry, if you don't feel good, then we need to fix it. Most of us don't feel good when we are hungry. As I mentioned before, we get angry and hungry. We are irritable. We are easily upset. We get snappy. It all indicates your system is having a low-grade inflammation, acidosis, acidic toxicity, whatever you call it. This has to be fixed. So in this case, you should eat 10 minutes, 20 minutes before you are hungry. That's the only way to eat healthy. You need to eat 10, 20 minutes before you are hungry. Once you are hungry, the carbs are in charge. Second one is this: the food needs to be designed for you, and you need to be designed for the food. So what is that? What does that mean? Say you're a bricklayer, you need a lot more minerals and protein. You're a Mediterranean teacher, you don't need that much. You need a few nice soups. That's it. So your nutrition depends on what you do in life, what you're going through in your life, and whether you have allergies or sensitivities. So it's not just about one factor, there are many factors. We need to consider that. So the meal has to be prepared for you. It's not just about the craving. I love ice cream. Ice cream is not food, you can call it that way. So food has to be designed for you to improve, to maintain your vitality. And this is where an Ayurvedic nutrition therapist comes to rescue you. And third factor, the first one was hunger. And if you're not getting blissfully hungry, you need to improve your hunger. Second one, the meal has to be designed for you to keep you vital. Third one is this: there are three factors in it. The food has to be real. You need to be prepared to eat. Say breakfast or lunch. You need to have enough time to do that. And three, the chef has to be a little bit happy chef. What's a good food? The real food is defined as grown in your locality, harvested in the same season, and the food is real food, all food. So there's no toxic chemicals or anything coming from a fertilized or hormone. So it's all natural. Then it's food. Otherwise, it's not going to nourish you. It might be looking like food, but it's not going to nourish you. A happy chef means happiness is chemicals, and chemicals can transfer from person to food, food to person. If you cook while the music is on, it tastes differently to the stressful chef's food. And you need to have time to apply, to sit down and spend time with your food. Fourth element is this: every meal must have 4 textures, at least 4 textures. 4 textures are like crunchy, it's a texture. Chewy is another texture. So think about every vegetable has got a different texture. Fried is different from baked, which is different from pan fried or steamed or curried. So if you have 4 different textures, that's almost like a massage therapist giving you a massage with at least 4 different strokes. If it's the same stroke all around your body, all over your body, it's not pleasant. So same thing, when you have 4 different textures at least, it goes into the system, stimulating in different ways, stimulating in the sense activating or whatever you call it, so that digestion works better. So 4 textures. The fifth one is basically 5 senses applied to your food. So listen to the chewing music or cooking music or chopping music. Watch the colors and patterns and design, plating. So that's eye. Touch the food when you chop it, when you fry it, when you chop it, and when you eat, use your fingers, clean fingers. Enjoy the aroma. So listening, enjoying the shape and colors, enjoying the aroma, taste, and texture. So when you apply your senses to the meal, you're getting 100% of it. If you don't, you're going to miss out on 20% or more, and the result, you will overeat, which is not a good idea for the body, because it's not designed for digesting more, which means you'll have a failed digestion resulting in endotoxins. This will trigger some disease sooner or later. So that's the fifth element. And the sixth one is this: try to have all the 6 flavors in a meal. That's the easiest thing to do. Whatever you throw in, some spices and salt, you'll have all the 6 flavors. 6 flavors are these: sweet, easy to find, carrot is sweet, or most fruits are sweet. The sugar content will determine that. Carb content will determine that too. Sour, like lemon and lime and tamarind and that kind of stuff. Salt, saline flavor. So salt, good quality organic salt will give you that. Bitter, lemon rind is bitter, rocket is bitter. So the bitter flavor is very vital. All flavors are vital. All flavors are important. They have a major role, fantastic role in digestion, immune system functions, etc., etc. And the fifth taste is pungent. Pungent is not actually a taste, but we can call it a taste. It's the taste of ginger, garlic, chili, etc. Burning, hot tastes. And the last is astringent. This is the flavor of tea. When you swirl the black tea in your mouth, black tea, no sugar, nothing, just the plain black tea, how you feel, that's the astringent. Most lentils and beans, legumes, they have that. So generally, tannins have that astringent, as an example. So how do you put all these flavors together? It's easy. Say you have a lemon, you make a lemon pickle with ginger and say you're making a lemon pickle with ginger, honey and vinegar. Put a little bit of salt as well. It might have all the flavors already. Then it goes with your breakfast, lunch or dinner. Easy. So try this for the next 7 days. Work with your appetite, and if you're not hungry, work on it. There are many ways to do that. This will be the next topic. And make sure the food is suitable for you, suitable for your work, what you need, in other words. And make sure the food is good, the chef is good, or the person who supplies the food is good, and you are ready for the food, not on the run. And there will be at least 4 textures in it, and you are going to apply all your senses to get 100% joy. Joy only comes through your senses. So if you don't apply your senses to the food, there's no much joy coming out. And this is the beginning of a lot of health problems. And finally, all flavors in it. So in this ginger lemon pickle, how many flavors are there? Lemon has got 2 flavors, lemon, sour, and the rind, bitter. Ginger is pungent, honey is sweet and astringent, vinegar is sour, and salt. You've got all the flavors in it. So try this for 7 days and you will see something is changing. You're paying attention, your connection with your food improves, your understanding about yourself improves, and your digestive system starts functioning better, and your gut stops screaming at you. This is Dr. Rama Prasad, and we were talking about gut health. and we are at Sabrang TV, and we are coming up with the next episode, Appetite. See you soon. Thank you very much.